Hi everyone, Vickieverlie here, Rock and Roll Prophetess on YouTube. Thanks for joining me for the new moon chart, the first new moon read for the new year of 2023. And it's occurring on January 23rd of 2023, 3:53 p.m. Eastern Time, but times will vary. New moon in Aquarius, and the big news is that everything's pretty much gone direct. The only thing still retrograde, but it's just that it's at it's stopped at 0 degree, it's not moving at all. So, but Uranus, and I think it's like the next day, like the 22nd, it goes direct. So then things are really starting to move forward. Mercury's direct, Mars is direct. I think there was even a couple other planets I can't remember, but we've been in where there's been a lot of retrogrades, a lot of people feeling really stalled and like you can't get things going, get things moving. So finally, it's like the gates are open, the floodgates are open. I'm even going to be I'm releasing my new book. Yeah, I think the 23rd, because I like 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. I like the way the ring of that number. But it's going to be out. It's my third channeled book, if anybody's interested. And it's Transmissions for Humanity, Book 3, The Way of the Spirit. It's a series of questions and answers, easy to read, easy to understand for the most part. I've channeled questions and answers. This one we get into a lot of galactic stuff, like galactic origins and Earth history and things like that. So it's always interesting. So don't forget, if you're watching this after that time, to check it out. It'll be available on Amazon, of course, and it'll be available through Kindle, regular hard copy book, and also Audible. Sometimes Audible takes a little while before it gets on there, but it's coming out too, because I've been waiting too. I've been waiting. We've all been waiting. We've all been waiting for things to move forward, to start things to not feel so stuck, so stalled. And it really is. And the Aquarian energy, it's so high vibing too. The Aquarian energy, it's just like you could blast off like a rocket ship all the way into outer space under this kind of thing. If I were consulting with NASA or anybody, I would say, yeah, Aquarius new moon, that's a good time to launch those rockets. It's a very low degree of 1 degree too, so that's also indicative of very much new beginnings. The lower degrees, the 0s, 1s, and 2s, and especially on a karmic scale, it always does mean you're starting a new cycle of karmic growth, and it's a new cycle in a lot of ways. It's a new year, it's a new cycle. Things are direct. In the sign of Aquarius, always geared towards the Aquarius 11th house energy. Uranus energy, which is always moving to the future, but the 11th house also encompasses friends, associates, groups that we are associated with, money from the career, hopes, wishes, and dreams. So there's a lot of things the 11th house also encompasses. That 11th house meaning Aquarius, Uranus, it's all the same vibe. That can also be taken into account. It's interesting because we have this starting here right at this 1 degree, and it's opposing Lilith too. At 1 degree of Leo. So it almost feels like, because Lilith, she was a victim, but she didn't allow herself to be a victim. They tried to make her the victim. They brutalized her, they killed her children, they did all this stuff for her, but she stood strong and she would not succumb. This feels really a lot like, because the 11th is like, 11th, the Aquarian energy is like the collective. This feels a lot like perhaps there is going to be some kind of the underdog, somebody who's kind of fighting the good fight, or maybe not somebody, even a cause or a group themselves. But it's like your voice could be heard, or you could gain backing or followers of like-minded individuals who are interested in the same things as you. More probably on the line of what's good for all, humanitarian causes, but certainly not limited to that. And of course you would want to take into account what house this falls in your astrology chart too, because that's going to be a factor in what planets it's aspecting and everything. But just for the universe, I'm going to stop calling it a general reading, calling it a universal reading. It's my new thing, because it's from the universe. So I like that. So this universal reading from the universe, Lilith is fighting to be acknowledged, fighting for her respect, demanding her respect, not allowing herself to be dragged down or be made small by the whatever, the paradigm that they of the time. So this is like gaining backing around that. I could just see people really coming together, uniting for a cause. Perhaps some kind of, oops, this thing is so touchy, sorry about that. Perhaps some kind of a thing like for, Leo entertainment. Maybe some kind of a benefit concert, or, celebrities or entertainers doing something for like some sort of charity or humanitarian cause. All of these things could be started, or even, it's a little late to plan it now if you haven't started. It's a week away from when I'm filming, but you know what I mean. Start planning it, call the first meeting. I'm hearing like the first meeting of the such and such and such is now in session. So it's the first meeting of the new club, of the new world club, of the new club that you want to be a part of. Not necessarily the old paradigm club that you were born into, or that, even through your family, or, who you were raised with. That's what's kind of cool in a way about, I was thinking about this, of younger generation. You're not limited to making friends in your neighborhood or your school, so therefore you could kind of skip a lot of that tribe, that loyalty to the pack stuff, which can be good and not so good, Maybe it's not so good that all your friends are online and you don't meet in person, but that can be remedied, of course. But maybe it's better because you can find people, you can really find your tribe way early on, and you don't have to do all this untying and cutting loose of all the stuff that was put upon you by just being born in a specific neighborhood or a specific city or town or a set of circumstances, basically. You can join this, the worldwide brotherhood, everything. We've got the new moon, and of course with the sun and the moon at 1 degree, and then we've also got a conjunction between Venus and Saturn. Now, I like a good Venus-Saturn conjunction, I'll say. Well, I like Saturn. I think Saturn just gets a bad rap. I'm a natal Capricorn sun, and Mercury, I have Mercury in Capricorn. But I've said it time and time again, and it's always true, I've had so many blessings come through on Saturn transits. So Saturn's not the bad guy. Saturn's like are you serious? Do you really want to do this? Saturn's not going to get behind some frivolous thing or something that the ego wants, but it's not really on your soul mission and your soul path. So Saturn can be a big helper in that way. Saturn, no, that's not for you, because we go all over the place in our earthly, incarnation, trying to figure out, is this for me, or I want this, I want that. And we're trying, and if it's hard, Saturn will push you. I made a joke the one time about Saturn's the pusher man. Yeah, because Saturn, that's how Saturn deals. It pushes. It doesn't always, it's not so, here's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's like, no, you're on the wrong path, you need to go over there. Or maybe Saturn can be, you need to get a little bit more discipline about certain things. Saturn's definitely in the realm of discipline. But connected here with lovely Venus, that's really some nice energy. Obviously Venus, the first thing we think of, first thing everybody thinks of with Venus is, of course, the planet of love. So, in love and relationship, particularly if you have some things at these 23, 24 degrees, or in the sign of Aquarius, or in fixed, or air, any kind of aspects being made to your personal chart, especially like your love planets and stuff, then yeah, you could totally meet somebody. Relationships that are started and start to happen around this time, with Saturn being involved, I keep doing that, sorry. With Saturn being involved, sorry, I'm a little adjusting still to this new tablet. With Saturn being involved, these can be very long-term things. Saturn's great at laying these foundations. Saturn's great at giving you a foundation, a basis to build on for something that's going to be very long-term. Perhaps even up to 27, 28 years long, With Venus, besides being a love affair or somebody that you could meet, that's you feel affectionate towards, even if it's Venus can be friendships. I would put Venus with friendships, but Venus is second. It's money. So if you're an investor, you're thinking about doing some kind of big money thing or some idea, because the realm of Aquarius and Uranus is very much the realm of air, in their head, of getting those downloads from these higher dimensional things. Getting those answers, those downloads. It could also be very long-lasting and give you a great foundation going into the future. the third thing, and is Venus's creativity, So and I know a lot of people who are into arts watch my videos. So, if you are an artist of any sort or creative, this could be a great time to, launch something, yes, but also with the Venus Saturn, you could end the Aquarius. You could get these breakthroughs, these downloads about, the next direction, the next 27 years of where you're going to take your art, like that, your next, I don't know what you call it, mode of expression, I guess. I know there's an actual term for it, but I'm drawing a blank right now. So, and it could be, again, very long-lasting. So, Venusian things, love, beauty, creativity, money, tied with Saturn, coupled with Saturn, we're talking long-term, we're talking foundational, we're talking structured. So, it's very powerful in that way. This other thing that's happening, it's sextiling over here with the Jupiter, and the Jupiter is conjunct Miss Juno here. And Juno is, and it's opposing over Ceres, too. So this brings in this feminine archetypes. But it's got a real strong vibe with the Ceres in Libra, and then the Juno is a lot about love and relationships. Juno is not that far off from Venus. I tend to kind of read them a little bit the same way, but it is different. But she was the queen of the gods. She's about matrimony, marriage. A lot of times you'll have something hitting on your Juno. It might be a time when you're going to get married or something like that. It's very tied into matrimony. I keep wanting to use the word, but at any rate, coupled with Jupiter, Jupiter's amping that up. Whatever Jupiter comes into, it amps it up. It expands it. It makes more of, and it brings luck and abundance as well. For the individual, but then also for the partnership, as we have the series here. This is just somebody that you can just be with, be at home, and it's pleasant. There's pleasantries with the Libra and Juno. There's pleasant exchanges. You get along. There's kindness. There's, it's nice. It's not like, oh God, I don't want to go home, because the shit's going to hit the fan all the time. It's like, oh, I can't wait to get home, and I can't wait to, share my day or share a meal, with somebody that I love, It's that kind of vibe. So it's nice. That's pretty nice stuff. Jupiter here with Juno in Aries too. This is also a big time about this self-love stuff, though, too, for sure. Before, fill up your own cup before you go, or the airbag scenario, put the oxygen mask on yourself before you, before you do try to save anybody else. You've got some 8-degree things, 8 and 9 degrees popping in all over the place. We got Mercury at 8 degrees of Capricorn. We've got the nodes at 9 degrees, Taurus and Scorpio, and then we've got Mars at 8 degrees too. So if you've got planets around 8 degrees, you're getting activated all over the place here. Mars is so happy to be out of the retrograde. Mars is a happy camper. He's just like, yeah, let's get ready, let's get down to business, and he's activating all the Aries stuff because, of course, Mars is the ruler of Aries, so all this Aries stuff is getting activated. Let's move forward. Let's forge a new path. Let's create our reality, and let's make a world that you are happy to be in and that you are excited to be in. This is exciting. This can be very exciting energy, especially if some of these 8s and these 4s. If you're getting hit on some of this is like exciting. Mercury is movement. Mars in Gemini, which is a ruler of Mercury, movement. Aries is definitely movement oriented. So we're wanting to get moving. It's a good time if you've been like, I told everybody around the last one, I said, don't even think about trying to start your New Year's Eve or your diet or anything around that full moon, because everything was retrograde. It was in Cancer that wants to stay home and eat, so not the best time. If you're wanting to start some kind of new thing with your physical body, with the first house Aries energy, you want to start that fitness routine. You want to get back in shape. You want to start that Mercury is habits, and so is the third house of Gemini, like these habits. It's a good time when you could start some new daily habits. Fire those new neurotransmitters. Make those new pathways with your neurotransmitters. And this would be a real powerful time where you could probably, the aspects and the planets are on your side to help you be successful. Whereas, like I said before, on that last one, it's just like, you're fighting, you're like stuck, it's like a car stuck in the mud. So now the car is out of the mud, it's on the freeway, and it's ready to take off like into the air with into outer space. So really powerful. Could be almost a little bit even overwhelming with all this air energy and all this fire, and it might not be grounded. You may be feeling even like I'm not very grounded. So it's a good time to try to work on getting grounded. Yes, reach for the stars and launch your things into outer space and everything, but while keeping the feet on the ground too. Get out there and put your feet on that ground. It's good to put your feet in the Mississippi mud. There's coming through it, or sink your toes in the Mississippi mud. It's good to put your feet in the Mississippi mud. That's an oldie but moldy, as they say. Oops, sorry, I did that again. It's going to probably make another jump. Yep, there it goes. The other thing, look at this. Now we've got this beautiful Neptune and Vesta aspect conjunction together. Vesta is, it's a feminine. It's the Vestal Virgins. Also feminine and also somewhat like home, or, this inward thing. And Neptune is inward as well. But you could really, divine secrets can be revealed. That's what the guides are coming through with. There could be some secrets to reveal, 'cause you are a magnet and I am steel. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can be magnetized to what is for you. And the Neptune is withdraw, and it is kind of like the other energy of the inward and withdrawing and everything. But I don't feel like it's, it could be depression, but depression, if we were going to go anxiety, depression, this would be more of an anxiety slant on things. It's more high vibing, quick moving, this kind of, so much to do, we got so much to get done. This Neptune can kind of just keep you in touch with and pull you into your own soul's consciousness, really. That's what they're coming through with, yeah. I like that. Let's see what else we got here. We talked about that. Mercury trying to node. Yeah, we talked about that. Mercury is squaring with the Jupiter. Yeah, it is squaring with the Jupiter. In a wide orb, Watch your words. Watch your words. Don't be so quick to spout off or blow off. I always look at this visually, and because I do those mandalas, and this last time too, it was all pointing at Ceres in Libra too. So I go with that. I let this kind of go where Spirit's going to lead me. It's not strictly astrology, math, and science. It's very much a psychic and intuitive reading. So we're pulled over to the Ceres again. I think I talked about that in the last one. I had the same, it's like this arrow is pointing there, and it's like this is it's what's going forward. We're moving into the future, and let's try to do it in a Librian way, a Libra way, but also with the Venus, kind, balanced, harmony. Venus being the ruler of Libra. What I got on that was a little bit of kindness now, is what they're saying. A little bit of kindness now will pay big dividends later. That's what they're saying. So there could be big dividends paid later. Setting up, and that's not a reason to do it, Like, I did my good deed and the universe is going to pay me back. You're supposed to just do it with open heart and everything. But it could lead to some kind of a payback. Small kindnesses pay dividends. They keep coming through with that. Small kindnesses pay dividends. Well, here's old Pluto. Direct also. Another one that was retrograding. Going to be getting ready to gear up to join. Pluto's going to hit this spot. That's going to probably be big time, big stuff. I just heard, Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are? Mr. Big Stuff. You're never going to break my heart. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Whoa, yeah. I'm going to guess it's going to be next month. I mean, it's not far away. I think I'm getting that there's going to be a big impact when that Pluto gets to that 1 degree, where this new moon is right now, 1 degree, 33 minutes. So I do happen to have my tiny ephemeris calendar here. Somebody want to team up with me and for next year and make some big ass calendars that you can really see, none of this shit that you can't even see, and big ass booklets, planners and stuff. Because all us oldsters can't see this tiny text. And I bet the majority of your people that buy your calendars and your date books are older people. Because everybody else is doing it digitally. But I still like to have my paper calendars on the wall. But this is just like, what? Even with my glasses on, I have to grab the dang magnifying glass. So I don't know how useful it really is. But anyways, every year. You know what I did this year? I made my own. I did it by hand like the old days. It's like, I buy these calendars, but I can't even see what the heck they say on them. Okay, so we're looking for when Pluto's going to get at 1 degree and 30-something. And so it's going to go 0. I might be mistaken. Maybe it's not happening this year. Let's just double check that. Yeah, it looks like it goes retrograde at 0, so it does not quite get there. I was mistaken on that. Nonetheless, I still feel like there's going to be... Things started now are going to tie into that time frame when Pluto does get up to that 1 degree. So that's probably going to be like next year. But with the Saturn energy being in there, this is long-term stuff. This has the potential, again, to be long-term. So you're not just looking at this next couple of weeks. You are. I mean, it always does represent this next month coming up, or even this next couple of weeks till we get to the full moon, like 2 weeks later. But it could be, could be years from now, starting right now, because it is such a powerful thing. Okay, let's grab the good old book ephemeris here. Yeah, so this is a little easier to see. Well, it does go 0 in March, but then it's going back down to 29, which I'm so, I don't want it to go. Get out of Capricorn already. Like, get out of Dodge. Okay, so we're looking at 133. That's going to be somewhere next year, March of 2024. I know it's so far away, but I really got a strong vibe on that. That really hit me super strong psychically. When Pluto gets to that point, it's going to relate. So maybe something that you're starting now, you're not going to see the big influx, because Pluto's big money. If it's a business, you might not see the big money come until this March 2024. If, if it's a relationship, maybe you're meeting them now, but maybe you're going to decide to get married or take the next step in March of 2024. So it does feel like things started now are going to have longer lasting implications because of the Saturn, but also it's just this, it's a psychic thing that I'm picking up on here. We still do have... So Pluto's kind of the Lone Ranger over there. Well, they have a conjunct the Sun and Moon. Yeah, it is an out-of-sign conjunction, and it is involved. Yeah, I do have to say that. But it's still in the sign of Capricorn. So even if it being in Capricorn, it is only, 3 degrees out of there. Yeah, so it is involved. And it does just amp it up. It amps it up even more. It makes it even more powerful to do a life-changing. If you're trying to change your life, and I'm really going back to the people who are big on these New Year's resolutions and stuff. And I ate so much over the holiday, I got to start working out or whatever, those kind of things. This is the time to start those regimens. This is the time that's going to cause long-lasting results. I just stopped touching that. How about I just get one of my regular pointers over here? Yeah. Long-lasting results. This isn't going to affect it, is it? No, okay. And Pluto can be really life-changing. Paradigm shifting is what the guides are saying. Pluto, Scorpio, ruled by Scorpio. So the South Node ties in there as well. We're purging. We're purging all this stuff. Mercury sextiling. People you're going to hear from now, especially like childhood people and that, believe it or not, you have karma with them. And I say believe it or not because it's funny sometimes when you have these big aspects around, you'll run into these random people. And now that I'm more aware, and definitely now that I've really tried to follow astrology more than, as much as I can, but it's so funny. Like, I've had Pluto going over my South Node, and Jeff Beck just passed, and he had Pluto going over his South Node. But he had some other stuff going on, too. And this Pluto over the South Node's kind of been tripping me out a little, but that's why I wanted to get the hell out. Because my node's at 29 degrees of Capricorn, South Node, North Node 29 Cancer. So it's been pounding on my South Node. But the people I've been running into, like, I've been running into a lot of people from the past. And it's not because I've changed my routine drastically or anything else. It's not like, know, sometimes people say, well, you know, but I moved back to town and I'm running. Well, that's because you moved back to town. You know, it's not. There's nothing, no other big change that's been happening other than Pluto on my south node. But the people I've been running into, it makes me think, really, I have some karmic connection with them, or there's some because most of them are not anybody I would have ever dreamed of that being the case at all. You know. So it's funny. It's funny how those things work out. Anyhow, yeah, so powerful energy, it's like they just keep showing me like the lighter and the fizz, you know, like the rocket's going to like take off. Like it's just anything you launch right now, launch that rocket into outer space. It could have long-lasting implications. It could reach far and wide. What's this song that's coming through? I think it's some old advertisement, something. Search far and wide for the do or something like that. I think it was made even an old commercial to join the Navy or Army or something. We searched far and wide. I might be off on it, but it's that kind of I don't know if that's correct or not, but it's got that. It's just got that, like a march. It feels like a march, and you know, it's got that kind of feel to it, basically. Anyways, one more gander at this aspectarian. What, did I miss anything? What's happening here? Uranus in the North Node again, propelling us forward to the future. This has been an ongoing thing for some time. Yeah, I think I covered just about everything. Everybody's getting affected. If you have low degrees, you're getting affected by the new moon yourself. If you're at 9 degrees, you're getting hit all over the place. If you're in the teens, maybe not so much. If you got planets in the teens, well, you got the Chiron there. But if you're in the 20s, you're definitely, a lot of stuff's hitting your charts. You got the Neptune Vesta at 22, 23, and then you've got the Venus Saturn at 23, 24. So everybody's getting affected by this. Everybody's getting affected, every sign, everything. And we're all just feeling this, it's almost like this, but it can also be, and with the Mars retrograde too, this pent-up energy that's just ready to explode. So if you're feeling that way, if you're feeling this pent-up energetic vibes, you just be careful where you direct it to, you know. Direct it towards, you know, Venus, Libra things, you know, balance, harmony, doing things that are going to make a difference in somebody else's life in the 7th house, you know, not so directed at yourself. Because with the Jupiter in Aries and the Chiron in Aries and even the Juno in Aries to some extent, we can be a little selfish. We might be a little selfish. We might be only looking at what I want. The Aquarius new moon is calling us to look at what's best for the collective. Not what's best just for me, what's best for the collective, what's best for what's going to help us all on our soul journey, on our incarnational everything. Okay, so it's very powerful. All right, everybody, so that is the reading. I think, I was going to say, I'm so busy doing, I finished up all the year ahead readings. Those are done. I did the last one, I think, a couple days ago. So that's gone until next year. I don't have any special readings right now. I do have, you know, just the regular old. I have a few choices for personal readings if you're interested. If you haven't got your year ahead astrology report, those are great, and they're only $22. A lot of people have been ordering these. Don't forget, if you're into the channeled stuff, The Way of the Spirit is the Transmissions for Humanity Book 3. I haven't started, but I actually, I didn't start it, but I actually got the new notebook. Because I handwrite this channeling stuff. It's all handwritten, and that's just the way I like to do it. But I actually put a video of it, but I don't know where the heck I would post it, but here it is. I made a little video. The new notebook for the new year, book 4. It's not underway yet, but I'll be going to channeling if we don't get hit by a major snowstorm where I live, which we might be. But within the week, I'll be back at it. I'm busy formatting the Kindle version and everything of book 3, but book 4, that's it, baby. So no signs of stopping on the channeled stuff. I have planned to do also in the new year. I don't know. I'm going to do it Sundays. I think I'm going to do it like Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. I think I'm pretty locked in on that time because that's a good time because it's not too... And we have to take into account, like in the UK and Europe, it'll be at night for them, but not too late at night. The only people that I can't really accommodate it'll be in Australia. It'll be real early in the morning. But that'll be, you know, Eastern time, 2 p.m. That's like 11 a.m. specific, and it's, you know, or in the morning in Hawaii too. So I think that might be like the best time I could possibly get everybody together. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be on Sunday, so it'll be Sunday afternoons. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go through and start with book 1, and I'm going to read the chapters aloud. There might be a chapter or 2 per session once a week. And then, we're going to go live and take your questions or comments, and maybe we can flesh it out a little more and talk, just talk a little bit more about the whole thing of what the guides have imparted over the past, since 2019. So I've been doing this channeling consistently for some time. I know a lot of you love it. I know a lot of you probably never have checked it out. You just want your astrology and tarot and you don't give a shit about the other, and that's cool too. You don't have to, but for those that are interested, I'm way in there. And I'm going to be doing a deck with the smoke images. I've got like 3 decks in the works, so lots going on. I want to thank everybody for all your support, for your liking, commenting, and sharing, and your support through Patreon and other donations and things that you do and have done. And it's really appreciated. And it costs nothing to just hit that subscribe button if you enjoy my content. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It costs nothing, and it does help. It does trigger that YouTube, the all-important YouTube algorithm. We all know about that, don't we? Okay. All right, everybody, launch your projects. Meeting somebody at this time could be really fortuitous. If you meet somebody at this time with this Aquarian energy, though, that's another thing. It's going to be a real different kind of relationship, or maybe a real different kind of person than you've ever dated before. I could definitely see that happening for a lot of people, especially if your love planets are getting aspected there. And one last thing before we go, I forgot to mention, I wanted to throw in here, is that if you are more into the tarot readings, I am going to be uploading the mid-month tarot reading to our Patreon people, and that's going to be the perks for the Patreons from now on. Additional things will be coming to explain it, but so I'm offering that. I used to offer bonus card readings with the monthlies, but instead now I'm offering a mid-month tarot update, which will be available when this video airs for Patreon people. I've also added some new tiers. So I used to have just an $8 tier, but now I have one at $3.33 and $5.55 or $3 and $5 or something like that. So you don't have to be full in for the $8 one if you don't want to. So I've added some more affordable tiers, and I believe at least the $5 one you definitely get the mid-month updates as well. So if you're interested in that, you can head over to Patreon, and the link will be in the description. So thank you so much for all your support. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate. Have the best new moon ever. Super powerful for launching just about anything, for just about every sign. Thank you again for all your support. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and the like. It costs nothing, and it so helps out the YouTube algorithm. Till next time, have a great new moon. Bye.